Hello everyone, today I'm here to share with you my 2019 bookish goals. So I do this video every single year around this time. It's a time for me to reflect back on last year's goals, to look forward for next year's goals, and just to talk about what I want to do in general in this next year. Okay, I've done this video a lot of different times, so I'll link them all down below and I'll link last year's right here. But usually what I do is look back on this previous year's goals and see if I completed them or not and talk about next year's goal. But I think this time I'm just going to talk about my goals for 2019 because I don't want this to be too long, and I think I really did pretty good with my goals overall in 2018 because I'm a goal-oriented person. That is 100% for sure. So I don't have too many goals that I want to reflect on in 2019. I like goals, like I said, but I don't want to like make a long list of like read on a genre, read da 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 da. I don't want to get too insane with that. So I just have, I think, 5 or 6 general kind of ones that I really would like to stick to. So yeah, let's just get into them. Not too many. Let's dive in. So I always like to start off my number one goal with a number goal. Last year, I think I had set it to like 1 for Goodreads. This year, I do actually want to challenge myself. This past year, I read 110 books. I'm on track to read 110. Didn't think I would read 110, but here we are. There are some months where I really pushed myself to read a lot, and there are some months I didn't push myself. So I'm going to go with a general goal of 75 books. So I would like to read 75 books in 2018. I'm good with that number. I would like to hit 100. I think I probably will. Not unless something like crazy with life happens. You never know because life is very unexpected. But yeah, 75 I think is a good number for me. So yeah, 75 books in 2018. I think I could do it. My second goal is the same I think I had for my 2018 goals, and that was to read more adult books. So this past year, I really made a huge emphasis on broadening my horizons when it came to reading, because I feel like previous 2018, I kind of just stayed within the YA bubble, and I really wanted to break out of that bubble, and I really think I did in 2018. And I'm happy because a lot of the books that I read this year that are some of my favorite are adult books and books I wouldn't necessarily pick up. So that just goes to show you that get outside your comfort zone sometimes. It will be rewarding. Sometimes it won't be, but it's just a risk you're gonna have to take. So I want to keep doing that this year. I want to make a huge emphasis on reading more adult books because I just really enjoy them. I think this past year I read more adult books than YA books, which I was not expecting. I was hoping to go like 50-50, but that was not the case. I'll talk about that in another video, but I really enjoyed looking back on my reading this past year of the different genres. This year I want to continue on with that trend and read more adult books, and that can mean with anything with adult books. I could read more historical fiction, which I really want to, more mystery thrillers, more chick lit, more literary fiction, you know, maybe some nonfiction. As long as I kind of fit under the scope of the adult genre, I want to do it. So here's to hoping. Third goal is to read more backlist books. And from my understanding, I have done a little bit of research on it, but I can't like find a proper terminology for this. Is a backlist book pretty much is a book that was not published within the same year that's currently right now. So for instance, I guess backlist technically would be 2018 books and below, I guess technically if we're going in 2019, but I want to make much more of an emphasis to read books that have been published in like not in 2019. I am very good with reading new releases and staying up with the content of new releases and figuring out when they come out and reading them and reviewing them and la la la. But I want to be a little bit more better with backlist books because sometimes I feel, especially when you go into BookTube and just like the book world in general, all you hear about are books that are being published within this year, within these months, which is totally understandable because that's how you have to market a book and that's how you promote it and all that kind of stuff. But I want to read more books that may not gotten a lot of attention and they're previously been, and they're backlist. So maybe there's books that I really would love to read that have been published in 2012. Things like that. Last year, I was decent at this. There were quite a few books that I read on my bookshelf that were backlist that I loved, and I would not have read them if I was just not like, I'll just read this. But I want to do more of that. I want to read books. I want to read more books that are not being published within this year. Like I said, I'm going new releases, and I want to continue to do that, but I want to also continue to do a huge emphasis on backlist books because they're just as important as new releases. New releases just get all the hype and all the attention because they are said new releases. So yeah, I want to make much more of an effort to read more backlist books. My fourth goal this year is to reread more. I am horrible at rereading. If I'm honest with you, I don't have a huge desire to. I know a lot of people love rereading their favorite books and just rereading and visiting past loves of books, and I don't know. I'm much more like, I'd rather read something new than something I've already read and loved, but I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to reread. This year in particular, I want to reread at least 5 books, and that does not count Harry Potter because I am pretty good with that. I think I listened to the Harry Potter audiobooks these past couple years, which I actually want to do again, so that might be another goal of mine, is to listen to the whole series in order, because I did not do that the first time. Like, I read the first 2 physically, then I listened to the audio, so I just want to listen to the audio straight off from book 1 to book 7. So maybe they'll put that in another goal, but I want to reread 5 books, and these could be 5 books that some of them I love and I want to see if I love them. I've been thinking about doing a video, which you'll have to let me know if you're really interested in this, because if you are, I will definitely do it. But I want to reread the 5 books that I deemed my most favorite books in the year I entered booktube, which I think was 2012, I want to say. So I know I did a top 10 video of 2012. I have no clue what those are. I don't want to know, because if I do one in this video, I want to do like a whole video reaction and then go on to reading those and seeing if I still have the same feelings that I did back in 2012. I'm guessing 100% I probably will not, because I have changed so dramatically much in my reading like taste in these past however many years that is. I'm bad at math, but let me know if you want that video. If you want me to reread my like 5 favorite books from 2012 and see if I still feel the same, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, because I definitely want to make that a priority. But if you don't want it, I won't do it. And if you want it, I'll do it. But other than that, I want to reread 5 books. There's already a couple that I know for sure I'm going to reread, but I want to reread some old favorites, because I do like to do that. I do want to do that. I want to revisit some of my favorite past loves and see if I still love them and just fall in love with them all over again. So yeah, I need to make rereading a priority, because I am just horrible at it. And my last bookish goal is to buddy read more. So I buddy read a couple of books this year that I really enjoyed. I love buddy reading. I don't do it as much because I don't ever know anybody to buddy read with, but I enjoyed both times that I did it, and I want to do more of that in 2018. I want to make more connections with different people, which I feel like in the last half of 2018 I really did. I met some amazing people and I call them amazing friends, and I want to grow upon that more and buddy read more and just have a good time, because it's always fun reading a book with somebody and just sharing your opinions, and a lot of times they're very different. It's just very interesting to see. So yeah, I definitely want to buddy read more. So those are all my bookish goals. As far as personal goals, I don't write those down because I don't know, that's just a little bit too hard for me. But there are a couple of personal goals that I would really like to focus on in 2019. The first one is going to be like the most lamest one, but if I don't write it down, if I don't say it out loud, it's not going to happen. And that is to get a pair of new glasses. My glasses broke this past year. And now, I'm not like a glasses wearer 100%. I wear them occasionally. I can't see far away, so I really wear them when I drive, and then when I go see movies in theaters and I watch movies at home. That's the only time I really wear them. But they broke this past year, so I've been rocking my old high school ones, which are so crooked and have scratches all over them. Your girl needs a new pair of glasses. So I just need I think I just haven't done it because money, because I'm so cheap. But I'm gonna make that a goal in 2019, is to get a freaking new pair of glasses. That's gonna happen. My second goal is kind of bookish, work related, I guess you could say, and that is to really amp up Tis the Season-a-thon. So this past year I hosted my very own readathon, Tis the Season-a-thon, and it went amazingly well, much more better than I ever thought it would. So next year I want to ramp it up to make it bigger and better. I want to maybe do some giveaways with it. I want to bring in more Twitter sprinters. I want to have more Twitter sprints. I just want to make it bigger, more collaborative between booktubers, bookstagrammers, book bloggers, book readers, just a whole multi-platform type of thing. Here's to hoping for that one. And my last goal is another kind of superficial one, because and that is to lose some weight. So like 3 years ago, I lost like 40 pounds. It was going really well. And then something in my personal life kind of hit, like you always hit a roadblock, and then some things happen. And then that's exactly what happened to me. And so I gained all that weight back. And this year I really want to lose all that weight and some more. And what works for me for losing weight is having a fixed date to lose the weight by. That's just how I am. Everyone is totally different. What's helping me, that's probably gonna really push me to do this, is my best friend is getting married in July of this year. So it's gonna be a summery wedding. And yeah, I really would like to lose some weight for that because I'm in the wedding. And yeah, I know that's kind of superficial. It's also going to be beneficial for my health because, you know, I'm out of shape. I can't keep up with my kid a lot. I know it could help me with, just a lot of different health reasons. So yeah, I want to lose weight. I'm hoping like 50 pounds. That would be great. Ultimately, my goal was 100 pounds. I don't know if I'll ever reach that, but I don't know. I just want to, I know I can do it. I did it once, but I went like insanely hardcore, and I don't know if I have the time or energy to do that hardcore again. So I want to kind of ease myself into it. I don't know, we'll just have to see, but either way, I really want to make that happen. I know I can do it, I just have to do it. Yeah, so those are all my goals. Hopefully you enjoyed them. I know like sharing goals is kind of fun, but also kind of hard to hear feedback on because they're like, wow, those are your goals, but these are my goals. There's a lot more that I keep in my mind, like of work and things like that, but I don't want to write them down because I don't want to pressure myself into hitting them, because I think sometimes people get a little bit too like insane with goals. I'm trying to be reasonable and I try to be honest. So who knows? But if you have any 2019 bookish goals that you have, I would love to hear them. So please leave them down in the comments because it's always fun to hear about what other people's goals are. And if you have any suggestions for goals or like tips for me for my goals, I would also love to hear them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.